Current radar shows snow starting to develop over the southern. current, Current radar shows snow starting to develop over the southern plains and even into parts of Kentucky. Now, this storm will be suppressed due to the Arctic air forcing its way. Current radar shows snow starting to develop across the southern plains and even into parts of Kentucky. Now, this storm system will be suppressed further to the south due to the Arctic. Current radar shows snow developing across parts of the southern plains and even into Kentucky. Now, this storm system will be suppressed further to the south because of the Arctic air infiltrating the country, but we do expect a band of heavier snow to set up somewhere in this general area. So, somewhere in here could see 8, potentially even a foot of snow, and we think the heaviest snowfall bands are going to be in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas, and then parts of coastal Virginia and coastal North Carolina. So that's what we're looking at for snowfall right now. And the current radar shows snow starting to develop across parts of the southern plains and even into Kentucky. Now, this storm system is going to be suppressed further south due to the Arctic air plunging in behind it, but there will be a band of heavier snow setting up somewhere in this general area. Could see 8, potentially 12 inches of snowfall. I think with the greatest risk areas being in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas here, and then southern Virginia and northeastern North Carolina. And again, the storm system is suppressed further south due to this Arctic air plunging in. And right now, I mean, you can see it pretty clear on the feels like we have some brutally cold air spilling south from western central Canada. In North Dakota today, or this morning, there were temperatures 40 degrees below Fahrenheit. That was the actual temperature in parts of North Dakota, with wind chills in the 50s or minus 50s to minus 60 degrees below zero. So some really, really cold air filtering in behind this system. So right now with let me flip off, feels like with the current radar, you can see where the snow is currently. As we head into the evening hours, that snow will start to push eastward. Now, Memphis, you're going to start off with surface temperatures above freezing, but they will quickly fall below freezing as we get into the later evening hours. So we're seeing almost midnight Eastern here. And we have all of the locations in Memphis now below freezing for the road temperatures. Now, the heaviest snowfall for you in Memphis is going to stay further north. So we're not expecting as big of a system as we saw earlier this winter in the Memphis area, but maybe 1 to 2 inches of snow are expected on the road, with peak snow intensities could be approaching 3/4 of an inch an hour. Just depends on where you are in the city. But the real key here is road temperatures. So initially, road temperatures will be elevated, but they're so about 40 degrees at 5 Eastern, but they quickly drop to 32 before 9 o'clock Eastern, and then plunge all the way down into the lower 20s by tomorrow morning. So there will be freezing on the surfaces with anything that does melt off too. So it's a really tricky situation, or going to be there in the Memphis area. As we continue through the overnight hours and into the morning tomorrow, this snow will continue to slide eastward, bringing places like Nashville snow and parts of eastern North Carolina, western North Carolina and western Virginia. And then as we go into the later afternoon hours tomorrow, This snow continues to slide eastward, impacting places like Norfolk and Virginia Beach, where we could see 8 to 12 inches of snow there, and then northeastern parts of North Carolina as well. Charlotte, we do have some sensors in your area and you will see some snowfall. However, when I go to one of these locations, you can get a sense of what we're expecting. So looking at snowfall rates, it may be a quarter of an inch, maybe a little bit higher an hour at the heaviest. So the heavier snowfall is still going to be north of you guys. And then also, we're not really expecting much in the way of snow accumulation on the road in Charlotte because those road surface temperatures are going to be elevated with lighter snowfall precipitation rates. So you can see here as the snow is falling, surface temperatures are roughly in the mid to upper 30s. So we're only expecting the roadways to remain wet in the Charlotte area, which is an important key indicator for public works officials because then they can understand if they need to go out and treat or if they maybe just need to target certain areas. That will be a different story across eastern North Carolina and parts of the Tidewater of Virginia. Unfortunately, we don't have any sensors in the area to kind of track things, but that's where the messiest conditions are going to be, at least along the East Coast. And then DC, initially it was looking like you were going to get some snow out of this. Now you're probably going to escape snowfall altogether for this storm system.